The president said, take from the big bad insurance companies, give it to the people, talking about healthcare, and terminate per dollar spent the worst healthcare anywhere in the world, Obamacare. Unrelated, we must still terminate the filibuster. Let's go to both of those points.
So millions of Americans across the country are either about to completely lose their healthcare or have their premiums double and triple and become unaffordable and lose them anyway. But don't worry, Dozy Don has a solution completely outside of the box and absolutely ingenious.
Hey, relax, Dad.
He, instead of paying the money-sucking insurance company those healthcare subsidies designated by the Affordable Care Act, he instead is going to put that money in your wallet directly. Sounds like an incredible plan, doesn't it? But unfortunately, it's come out of Donald Trump's mouth, which makes it automatically worthless. We'll talk about that in detail throughout this video. And if you want to keep seeing important breaking news coverage just like this, make sure you're subscribed to Really American. We've got all the best updates on all the latest in political news and Trump shenanigans. In a recent viral video, Trump was seen having a conversation about lowering the cost of obesity drugs such as Ozempic. During this, one of his guests suddenly fainted just as Trump was about to get his afternoon nap in, but this inconsiderate lad just had to inconvenience him. In fact, he was so taken aback by this disrespectful display of doziness that even Donald Trump couldn't compete with. He had to stand up and simply watch this individual lay on the floor in complete disbelief.
It's truly an honor to be here today for this historic step forward to expand access to a class of medications that can fundamentally change the arc of chronic disease in our country. Of course, these are the incretin or GLP-1 agonist that we've been speaking about. For nearly 150 years, my company, Eli Lilly, has been investing in America. We've been advancing science and creating high-value jobs. But today, oh, are you okay? Gordon, you okay? Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Dozy Dementia Don really stood up and stared down at Gordon here, thinking to himself, if anybody's gonna fall asleep during this meeting, it's me. How dare you? But honestly, why was he giving him that paranormal activity stare? It almost feels like he didn't care at all that this guy could possibly have been in danger. He's fine, he's all right, but who knows what was happening to him? This could have been a serious incident, and Trump just simply stared at him, didn't speak a word to him, didn't ask if he was okay, didn't reach down to try to help him, didn't signal people to come over and try to help him. Nope, just simply stared. Showed just how cold and empty his heart really is. And to expect this man to care about Americans' healthcare, well, that is a laugh at best. But this is what he's preaching right now, right? He cares so much that he's trying to push legislation to lower the cost of obesity drugs because America has such a problem with obesity. Now, I 100% believe that it is a good thing to be helping people with obesity issues and lowering the cost of medications and drugs in general. However, I do have a bone to pick with Trump. He promised to lower the cost of insulin in his first term. And while he may have done that for people that have insurance, for those who don't, insulin is just as expensive and unaffordable. So what happened to that? It's interesting that he chose this adjacent drug when maybe it's something he should be using himself. Otherwise, I don't really think he believes it's that big of an issue. I really wonder what the incentive could be. Now, Dozy Dementia Don has taken to True Social to just shout into the abyss and hoping that a voice would return back to him saying, "You're right, Mr. Trump, you're correct." The only problem is that voice that he hears back from is just his own ego. Terminate the filibuster, he shouts. Make America great again, another howl comes from the wilderness. The Democrats are cracking like dogs on the shutdown because they are deathly afraid that I am making progress with Republicans on terminating the filibuster. Whether we make a deal or not, the Republicans must blow up the filibuster and approve hundreds of long sought but never gotten policy wins like As just a small example, voter ID identification, only a loser would not agree to doing this. I mean, he's right. We already got to present our IDs at grocery stores in order to buy groceries and to pump gas, according to Dozy Don, who still hasn't figured out what planet he's been living on the last decade. I mean, when he says things like this, it makes it clear that he not only probably has no idea where he's at, but he probably doesn't even know what his own last name is. And this was his first post addressing his new healthcare plan, if you could even call it that. I'm recommending the Senate Republicans that the hundreds of billions of dollars currently being sent to money-sucking insurance companies in order to save the bad healthcare provided by Obamacare be sent directly to the people so that they can purchase their own much better healthcare and have money left over. In other words, take from the big bad insurance companies, give it to the people, and terminate per dollar spent the worst healthcare anywhere in the world. Obamacare, unrelated, we must still terminate the filibuster. Now, us receiving hundreds of billions of dollars sounds great, except when you do the math and you consider how everyone has different degrees of healthcare needs. Everyone receives the exact same amount of money, whatever sum it is. It's definitely not going to be enough for most people. It's definitely not going to be enough for people who need very expensive care that can cost them as much as hundreds of thousands of dollars without actual insurance. For him to actually believe that people could take these handouts, which is a very socialist thing to do, by the way. I can't imagine the Republican Party or MAGA supporting socialism and handouts, but regardless, if he did go down that route, I can't imagine a world where that is enough money for people who are dependent on life-saving medications like insulin, which costs hundreds of dollars a month, to be able to get by. This might work for people who are extremely healthy and don't have to go to monthly checkups, don't have constant sustainability drugs that they take every single day, or don't have to, I don't know, have a baby, get cancer treatment, have an x-ray done, get some sort of expensive surgery. It comes with a whole list of problems. Not to mention, he talks about people getting their own private insurance with the money that he gives directly to you. People with chronic health conditions, even diabetics, have a very difficult time getting private insurance because, let's be honest, private insurance companies want your money, not to help you. Helping you comes second, as it's a responsibility that they agree to after you pay them. So when they know you're going to be a liability that's going to cost them more than they're going to gain, you are likely to be quickly rejected. Anyway, just to top this off, Trump also said, no more money, hundreds of billions of dollars to the Democrat-supported insurance companies for really bad Obamacare. The money must now go directly to the people, taking the fat cat insurance companies out of the corrupt system of healthcare. The people can buy their own, much better policy for much less money, saving for themselves an absolute fortune. President DJT. Now, if that's not the most bold-faced lie I've ever seen, then I guess Truth Social is a real social media platform. It's interesting that the fat cats that provide healthcare for people are the only fat cats he wants to take down. It's almost like he wants to take away healthcare. Oh wait, it's exactly like that, because that's what he's doing, and that's his goal. Let's go see what our friends on the right side of the aisle are saying about this new socialist idea.
What about this proposal that you take the money from the insurance companies, give it directly to the people? He's calling on you, Senate Republicans, to do that.
That's the framework of what many of us have been proposing. You know, we need to first eliminate the fraud, get all of the people who are on the program fraudulently that shouldn't be there. That'll save a lot of money. Then target the subsidies towards people who are needy, who will help subsidize their insurance premiums, but fix the overall problem. Obamacare is broken. The Democrats admitted that on the floor the other day. We need to fix it, but you can't do that in the midst of a government shutdown fight. You have to get the government open and get everybody at the table in a bipartisan process, because you can't fix this in a day. They created this problem over 15 years. It's going to take us more than 24 hours to fix the broken Obamacare system.
Isn't it kind of bizarre that Trump and apparently the Republican solution is to just give the money to the people directly? It's either a complete lie, which I'm leaning on, or I guess they've gone socialist, because isn't this kind of what universal healthcare does, where it just pays for you to go to the doctor and to get a surgery and to get medicine? And they hate that idea. I don't understand. Where did they flip a switch and suddenly decide that socialism was the way to go? I guess the Democrats must have really gotten to them, huh? Now they're doing socialist policies. Maybe they like Mamdani after all. I don't know. Gosh, he ain't even been in office yet, and already he's changed the minds of the Republican Party. Incredible. Now let's bring it back home to reality for a second. I don't think they have any intentions of actually giving Americans money. I think this is just another strategy to get Americans on their side. They're going to start pushing this narrative, and don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. They're going to start pushing this narrative that the Republicans are trying to give you money directly, and the Democrats won't allow it. They won't allow us, the Republicans, to give you money for your health care directly. So blame them. It's their fault. The shutdown's their fault. Everything's their fault. I think that's their new plan. And if it works and people turn favoritism towards the Republicans and the Democrats fold and allow the government to reopen without people getting their healthcare subsidies, they're simply going to walk away with giving you nothing.